Good evening, Kirov Academy, graduating class of 2020. Our faculty, our friends, and our family members. As a representative of the class of 1996, it is a great honor to share a few words with you this evening. The significance of this evening is twofold. One, in recognition of the accomplishments of this year's senior class, and secondly, to celebrate the 30-year anniversary of this outstanding establishment, the Kirov Academy. While considering what message I would deliver to you, I was reminded of my early years in dance. I recall my first steps at 4301 Harewood Drive. I had taken the train from Connecticut to audition for the Kirov Academy Summer Intensive Program. I was so nervous during the audition, I could feel my hand shaking during the port de bras. I don't think I took my first breath until reverence and the audition was over. Once I got dressed, I decided to walk around the facility. I stumbled upon a variation class with the full-year students. Wow, I thought to myself. At my home studio, I was considered one of the more advanced dancers, but looking into this studio, I knew I had a lot of work to do. I could have been intimidated. However, I called my mother and told her I have to attend this school. Everyone here is destined to be great, and I want to be among them. After graduation from the Kirov Academy, I was ready to take over the world of dance. There was only one problem. It didn't seem the professional world of dance was quite ready for me. I had watched several of my classmates get accepted into companies, and I had not landed a position. So I decided to return to the Kirov to continue my studies for one additional year in the professional program. With a great deal of determination and a lot of luck, I was then accepted as an apprentice in the Joffrey Ballet of Chicago. I had finally gotten my moment, and I was ready to conquer the world. But as fate would have it, 2 years into my great takeover, I was injured, and dance was taken away from me. I was in complete despair. What would I do? How could I face my friends? I had no other real talent, so I thought at the time. And then I remembered the lessons I had learned from my teachers. I thought back to the very foundation of what the Kirov Academy stood for: repetition, resilience, and reputation. I recall the first time I attempted a double tour. Maybe some of you gentlemen can relate to this story. I went up on demi-pointe in 5th position, down into plie, and up into the air with as much force as possible. As you can imagine, the ending wasn't quite as graceful as I had intended. I went up, I veered to the right, and then I hit the floor. How about you ladies? Everyone dreams of dancing Odette Odile in Swan Lake, or Kitri and Don Quixote. Do you recall attempting 32 fouettes for the first time? Did you ever veer off point? Were you successful? Did you stumble or maybe hit the floor, as I did? Either way, think back to what your teachers and instructors told you during that time. What they expected from you. You were expected to stand up and do it again and again and again, if necessary. So that's exactly what I did with my life. I stood up, I took a deep breath, and I reinvented myself. I kept exploring different options, things I was passionate about again and again until I got it right. Just as I achieved the dream of dancing, my mind was clear and focused with the discovery that there were so many other dreams to accomplish. Rather than dancing on stages from city to city, I traveled the world opening hotels and training new team members. Rather than writing short stories in my notebooks, I self-published a children's book that allowed me to fulfill yet another dream. Decades later, I found even more success than I ever imagined way back then. And I found a new audience to perform before. I'm here today to share as much warning with you as I do wisdom. The journey that you face may not be easy. And I must warn you that you might fall at first. Heck, it feels like the entire world has taken a fall at this moment. But remember what you have learned. Remember to stand up, to take a deep breath, and do it again and again until you find your place or you get it right. You enter this world with more than a typical graduate. Feel confident in knowing that you have come armed for battle, armed with a talent in dance, as well as in fine academic education. The year 2020 has delivered a plethora of uncertainties. It has left many people uncomfortable and afraid. But remember, it is during times like these when pioneers are born. We now look to you to make your mark and be a part of the rebuilding. If there's one thing we've learned through this pandemic, it's that nothing is impossible. You have the ability and the power to achieve any dream, because within the most outrageous dreams, realities are born. The unthinkable become possible because someone out there dared to dream. Think of some of the pioneers that have come before us and made this great country what it is today. I am sure they were misunderstood when their dream was so clear to them, but they never let it stop them from creating. They kept working, falling, maybe even failing at times, but getting up and going at it again and again until it became a reality. Empower yourselves with the knowledge, and don't let anyone ever tell you that a dream or a goal cannot be achieved. The power to dream lies within you, and that is something no one can ever take away. So here we are, having gone full circle, and I have been bestowed the honor of inducting you, the next generation of great alumni. Know that you are not alone as you step into the world. So many are here for you, your teachers, your mentors, your family, and your friends. We are standing beside you to support you and guide you. And as the old saying goes, the world is truly your stage, and we are your dedicated audience, waiting with bated breath to see the legacy that we know you will create. On behalf of past alumni and everyone here, I congratulate you, the class of 2020.